Hey there! If you've ever been in the thick of a massive furnishing project, you know just how tricky it can get. Well, today we're going to take a look at a company that's right in the middle of all that. Omland Hospitality Products. All right, so let's dive right in. This question right here, I bet for any of you who are interior designers, developers, or hotel managers, this one really resonates. I mean, trying to juggle all those vendors, the timelines, making sure the quality is there, it can be a total nightmare, right? And that's exactly where a company like Omland comes into the picture. They offer a different way of doing things, a more streamlined partnership approach to take all that off your plate.
And that idea of a partnership is the perfect lead-in to our first section. So before we even get to the furniture or who they sell to, let's figure out what makes Omland, well, Omland. What's at the heart of their company?
Okay, so take a look at their mission statement. The words they use here are really interesting, aren't they? It's not just we sell furniture. They use words like care and passion. That's a deliberate choice. It feels like they're trying to say, hey, we're not just another supplier. The real focus seems to be on solving problems, not just selling products off a shelf.
Here's how they break that philosophy down. It starts with care and passion, right? Which seems to tie directly into providing high-quality stuff. But the real meat of it, it seems, is this combo of solution-based offerings that are tailored to your needs. So what does that really mean? It suggests they're not just expecting you to pick something from a catalog, it's more about them digging into your specific project and finding a custom-fit solution.
So that's the big idea, the philosophy. But how does that actually look when it comes to the things they sell? Let's check out their product line and see how they actually furnish these visions they talk about.
And wow, they've got quite a range. You're looking at everything from the big stuff, like case goods and beds, all the way down to the details, like blackout curtains and chairs. You know, for a project manager, the real win here is pretty clear. It's one-stop shopping. Instead of juggling a dozen suppliers, you have a single point of contact. That just makes life so much easier when it comes to logistics, and it helps make sure everything looks and feels consistent.
Okay, so that's what they offer, a whole suite of products. But who are they for? Let's take a look at the different kinds of clients they work with all across North America.
This is really interesting. Check out how they break down their market. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. For hotels and resorts, the key is high-quality guest furnishings. Makes sense. But then you look at government or emergency housing, and the focus shifts to durable and reliable solutions. Totally different need. And for worker camps, it's all about functional living spaces. So you can see they're really tailoring not just the product, but the entire value proposition to whoever they're talking to.
All right, we've seen the products, we've seen the clients, but what's the common thread here? What's the secret sauce that connects all of this? Let's dig into what seems to be their core promise to every single one of these clients. And here it is. This is really the heart of it all. They're not trying to be a one-and-done supplier. They want to be your trusted partner. And that phrase long-term is so important. It tells you they're thinking about solutions that are built to last, about relationships that go way beyond just one single order. It's all about building that trust so you'll come back for the next project and the one after that. And all of that messaging leads up to this, a really direct call to action. It's an invitation, right? It's active, and I love that word they use, confidently. That's not an accident. That word is designed to tackle the biggest fear in any project, uncertainty. It's their way of saying, work with us and you can feel good about this. We've got your back.
Okay, so we've walked through their whole approach, their philosophy, their products, who they serve. We've seen how they position themselves. So what's the big takeaway? Let's wrap this all up with one final idea.
You know, at the end of the day, their entire business model is built to lead you right back to this question. Because if you're the one managing a huge project, you know that who you choose as a supplier can make or break everything. And Omland's whole strategy is to convince you that they're not just another vendor on a spreadsheet. They want you to see them as a fundamental part of your project success. It's all about getting you to stop thinking about it as a one-time purchase and start seeing it as the beginning of a long-term partnership.